childhood dreams to become an actress. So I figured out why not combine both my tech background with social media, and that's when I decided to go to independent way.
Well, it is, especially explaining to the family what you're going to do, because you were in sort of tech services, tech science within the security forces. So that's a very good future career. But you branched off and decided, right, that's it. I'm gonna do this. How did your family feel about you pursuing that path?
Well, honestly, they wanted me to become, still be a developer, of course. They knew there are many consequences, as you can see, to share yourself online. But eventually they realized that this is my dream, and they want me to be happy. And, there is a consequences to anything you do. So consequences, sorry. English is not, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Perfect English. So, I mean, the consequences is what we're going to talk about now, because you went online with Instagram and various other websites and you became very successful, lots of followers. And it was one of these followers that said to you that, have you seen this sex doll that has the same name as you?
Yes, exactly. I received a message from one of my friends back at the time. I opened the link to lead me to some forum where back at the time they talk about my head prototype. So I couldn't really understand what I'm looking at. Just a few months later, where it was a sex doll for sale. So then when I realized the scale of it and what's going on.
Well, I mean, sort of legally, we're supposed to say that, it's alleged it looks like you. But, I mean, it's a bit blatant because they use photos and videos from your Insta account to sell the thing. If we look closely, this is how closely they followed you with your beauty spot. You have a little
Yes.
sort of beauty spot underneath your lip, which they have there's sort of proof, but also it's even got your name.
Yes, exactly. It's not just about the beauty mark and my name. I mean, because, sex dolls, it's still dolls, and there's, how they could look like human beings. But once it was connected to my identity, my images and videos and social media, so there's no mistake in here. Yes.
So how does that feel? I mean, I find it extraordinary. I mean, this really does come down to consent. I mean, they've allegedly, like we said, this is your identity that's being taken away, and also it's a sex doll. So how does that feel, seeing that?
Well, I'll be completely honest. I don't have anything against the sexual industry, but of course, the problem here that they did it without my consent, without my knowledge, and also it's double wrong because what I said, it's connected to my identity. It's not just a doll that looked like me or inspired by me. They never hid the fact it was developed from me, so it's double wrong in that case.
And so, I mean, you have sought legal help here. Obviously, the company are Iron Tech. They're in China. We've reached out to them multiple times, but for a right of reply, but they haven't responded to us. It's going to be very difficult to pursue this. And COVID has obviously slowed it down as well. If they came to you and said, would you accept a percentage of sales, would you take it?
Well, no, and I think that first of all, it should get off the shelves, and that maybe we could talk what's happened and how things went wrong and why. But I think there's something else I want to out of it, and maybe the better income. And I'm not talking about compensation. Sorry, I think that learning a lesson from this is the best thing to go out of this story, and this is what I hope to also achieve by bringing this story up and bringing awareness, because that's the thing that I try to pursue. Just to trying to bring a real conversation about our privacy if we still want to share ourselves online. And let's be honest, the world heading to this direction, the tech getting advanced, so we need to make this discussion about how we can protect our identities, and that's what I mostly want to receive out of it.
I mean, is there any part of you that is flattered by the fact of all of the women in all of the world that this company chose your image as kind of the ultimate woman that would, people would fantasize over?
Yeah, I exactly their way, but you know what? Everybody likes to feel attractive, and maybe that's the positive side of it that I wanted to see, because in everything that happened, even the worst thing, I always choose to see the bright side, just my personality. So I tried to figure out, okay, they did it without my consent, they use it for commercial use, it's a sex doll, and all this crazy thing, but it doesn't mean that the people find me attractive. So I guess that I chose to see it flattering in that way. Yeah, they just took me, a random girl from, from Israel, and that was when I didn't have much following or, present on social media. So it was pretty random, and that's the flattering element in that.
Has it increased your following?
No, I wouldn't say that, no.
I think that it is extraordinary now, and we're getting more, as you said yourself, Danielle, that we're getting more and more into this. It happens in this country, more with sort of online advertising than your face, my face, Martin Lewis's face have been used for online advertising that we've got absolutely nothing to do with. But for a company actually to make you as a person, blatantly make you as a sex doll, is a whole jump in a different direction. So there definitely does need to be some worldwide legislation here, although good luck with that one, because it's going to be tricky. But thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Yael.
Right, after the break, crystal expert Emma Lucy Knowles tells us how your birthstone might be able to help you. We'll see you in a bit.